Hey there, Improv Tipsters, Paul Valancourt here. I've been getting so many great questions through the internet, and I am back this week to answer another one. And this question is, what do you do when you get overwhelmed by all the information in a long-form scene? What do you do when you get overwhelmed by all the information in a long-form scene? This is a great question because a long-form, especially as it gets deeper into it, there's a lot of information to keep track of, right? There's what happened before, and what did your character do, and what did they say, and so on and so. I think there's two pieces to this puzzle. Right? One is, let's deal with information first, okay? Years ago, they did a study of chess players versus non-chess players. It was a memory test. Chess players versus non-chess players. And they found this. When they set up the chessboard in a random order, like in a way that would never happen in a chess game, just pieces randomly placed around, chess players and non-chess players could figure it out or could remember it about the same amount. But when they set up the chessboard in a meaningful arrangement, that is something that could happen in a chess game, guess what? Chess players could remember it way better than non-chess players. So what does that mean? Or what did they figure out from that? Well, what they figured out from that was that the pieces and the relationship of the pieces had meaning to the chess players. So they would be able to remember it, not because they were memorizing sheer position of pieces, but they were memorizing or they were understanding the relationship of those things and the meaning of one piece to another and what that all sort of meant in this web of information, right? And I think an improv scene is very much like that same thing, or when we're improvising, I think we use the same skill. That is, when I'm hearing things in a scene, I'm not just trying to memorize sheer information. Like when I hear an opening, I'm not trying to memorize sheer information. I'm hearing little bits and pieces as they come by, and what I'm doing is I'm sort of saying what they mean to me, what they mean to the character, what they mean to me as a player, right? And that meaning or that usefulness of the information makes it, for me, easier to remember. Right? So as I'm doing the scene, I'm not trying to just sort of like, memorize everything. I'm thinking, what does that mean? If that sort of goes back to a basic thing of the scene is as information's coming out back and forth between my partner and I'm trying to infuse with meaning. Like, ding, ding, in this very first improv tip, play paranoid. Please excuse how nervous I look at that first video. You'll see that what I'm talking about is infusing each little bit with meaning. If I'm infusing information with meaning, then it's easier to remember. It's easier to be part of the scene and just like something that exists for us. But if I'm not really invested in the scene, if I'm not really assigning meaning to things as they come in, then it's going to be hard to remember. Okay, that's step one. Step two of how to deal with the information is this, man. Ultimately, and this is one of my favorite sayings about improv that I heard from Dave Razowski, who got it from Mark Sutton, is no one ever left an improv show saying, man, they really fixed that bike. It's just never about that. It's never about the information. It's never about any of that stuff. It's always about the relationship. What's happening between these two people? So if I get overwhelmed with information, I want to go, that's sort of like, getting overwhelmed by the frame. I want to get back to the picture. Right? It's not about the frame. It's always about the picture. So I want to get back to that picture. And what do? I just get back to the relationship. I turn to my partner, as I said in this video, ding, ding. I turn to my partner and I say something about them. And I get us back on relationship. I get us away from information. Because information is usually like plot. If I'm getting overwhelmed by information, I'm sort of getting overwhelmed by plot. And Dave Razowski, again, I'll quote him, he really nailed this one down. He said, no scene ever gets better by adding more plot. Bam. There you go. No scene ever gets better by adding more plot. Man, that is it. It is always about relationship. It comes back to, and if the plot isn't coming out of relationship, if all of these other information and things aren't coming out of relationship and out of the characters, then you're really just, it's a memory test. You're trying to memorize a bunch of information. Okay? So those are my two answers. One is how to assign value to the information as it comes in, and two is that it's really not about the information. It's always about the relationship. And if it's not coming out of that, if you're just inventing, or if you're not like if these sort of pieces of information aren't coming out of the relationship, then yeah, man, it's going to be hard. So keep it on relationship. Get back to the relationship. That'll solve a lot of your problem. Okay. So if you have a different way of dealing with overwhelm or overwhelming information in a long form improv scene, let me know. Ding ding down below. I think it's gonna be really helpful for me to know. I think it's gonna be really helpful for everyone in the improv tipster community to know. I look forward to what you guys have to say, and I'll see you next week. Hey friends, thanks for checking out the video, and if you want to hear a little bit more, check out one of these 2 quality videos. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and follow us on social media. All the links are in the description down below, and let me know what you would like to see an improv tip about. Thanks for watching.